Well, guys, it's another week. We've survived. I don't really know how. And we're back with Fuck My Life episode 18. I know, shocking.
We're still here
We
somehow,
are.
some
I
way.
don't know how. I feel like we kind of expected maybe like 5, 6 weeks after that.
More like three. I was planning on one show for me, another show for you, another show for me, then fucking kill it. Honestly, that's what I
Yeah,
expected. Just be done.
yeah,
Like a little more than a pilot, but after that, we're pretty much it's over.
true. But we've made it to the holidays. Ryan, aren't you so excited for them?
I'm I'm honestly so stunned that we're here already. That it's December 22nd. I had to run around do some like last minute Christmas shit today, and I can't believe it. Usually, honestly, Christmas is usually one of my favorite times of year. It's come so fast this time. The fuck is going on? I'm ready for this year to be over, but at the same time, how are we here already? Fuck 2025, but my gosh, it went by quick.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of bad stuff happened in 2025, which was the problem. Like you'd have like a bomb that was dropped every month or every 2 months, and that's why it seemed to go so quickly. But I mean, I like the holidays in theory. It's just that everything is so much busier and so much more annoying, and I don't know, everybody's out and about, and what for the one time I leave the house a year, it makes it hell.
The,
Yeah, the
sorry, I
one
actually
time.
started playing the Rumble fucking stream, so I heard you twice. I thought you were still talking, and I'm like, you just fucking
I
said
was
that.
not talking.
Yeah,
That's
that's my
okay.
bad. So the one time you leave your house, Christmas
Yeah.
does suck because everyone's off work. Everyone's fucking shopping at the same time. Everyone's on the fucking road. Traffic was terrible today. So yeah, fuck it. Uh, let's just cancel Christmas this year, honestly.
I don't
Why,
know
why the
about
fuck do I need
canceling
Christmas?
Christmas. I mean, we're only a couple of days away now. Maybe if you started a cancel campaign a month ago, I would have been in support of it. But, we've already
Cancel
gone through the
Christmas.
effort.
Over. Done. Look, I don't even know why we're fucking doing this show. I could barely like even stay connected. I kept freezing. My internet was going in and out, so I had to get on
That's
my mobile
true.
hotspot, which is bullshit. I'm just over it.
Yeah.
I'm
Before
over every
we
fuck my life. All right.
Hey,
The
you
only
had a
thing
good
that's
few
going good is
weeks
the
of
Bears.
happiness. Yeah, you had a few good weeks of happiness, and now things need to go back to their regularly scheduled programming. How's your team doing, Ryan? That'll make you happy.
The Bears are the only thing that keep me alive right now, and usually there's something that makes me want to die. But no. You know, Chicago Bears, they're doing all right. Chicago Bears have clinched a playoff spot. They're 11-4. They are right now first place in the NFC North, and they have a chance to clinch the 1 seed still. There's a chance the
Hmm,
Patriots and the Bears could be the 1 seed on either side in either conference.
that
There's a
would be
chance that can happen.
hilarious. That would be fucking so funny, in my opinion. There'd literally be a war in chat all the time.
You think
But
so?
yeah, I do think so. People love a good rivalry. That might be the last episode is the week of the stupid bowl. Like you have to show up to be shamed and then you just abandon the show if the Patriots win. That would probably be the worst case scenario for you. Cuz I have
Hmm.
nothing to gain except for the chance to laugh, but you'd be depressed as hell.
I mean, yeah, that could happen.
Yeah,
That
it
could
could.
happen.
I guess. I mean,
Uh,
wouldn't matter to me.
Well, me and Will. So Will is over at Game On Sports. He joins me on Sports Wars. Will's also a Patriots fan. So if they're making it to the Super Bowl, he's coming down here.
Oh,
We're gonna do a watch party. So we'll do a watch
nice.
party if it happens. But that's high expectations. I don't anticipate it happening. We'll see.
Yeah, fair enough. But hope everybody in chat is doing good. Happy holidays. We have a lot of random shit to talk about tonight. I feel like this week there's just been so many little stories, so much stuff going on. And we have some Hollywood topics, of course, lots of gaming per usual. Surely everything will be fine. Ryan, isn't this the best face you've ever seen in a video game ever?
Bro, this disgusting, nasty fucking bitch protagonist. Uh First of all, the actress herself is already like a problem just in terms of some of the dumb shit she says, which a lot of actresses are, whatever. It is what it is. When you present your video game character like this, who the fuck
Yeah.
wants to buy this? Who wants to buy this game when you present this like it looks like a trans person? It looks like the little fucking transgender queer from Last of Us 2 all grown up. You know what I'm talking about? The one that gets Geralt punched. Um,
Oh
yeah.
my fucking god.
But yeah, obviously
Uh,
I hate Naughty Dog. You hate Naughty Dog. We have reasons to hate Naughty Dog. So I could never not be like biased about this game. I'm going to be biased about this game because it's from Naughty Dog, and I will declare that, and I have no problem letting everybody know that. But yeah, more Naughty Dog crunch. Oh my gosh, people in the industry have to work hard to put out a fucking game. How terrible.
well, it seems like we're going to see some epic meltdowns from these people over the next, couple of probably couple of months because Sony is going through some major changes. So we had just heard a few days ago that Naughty Dog developers, yes, are reportedly hit with mandatory overtime, but it's because they fucking suck at their jobs. It says that Intergalactic was revealed at the Game Awards 2024 with a long cinematic that landed, for them at least, yeah, I guess for three people in the industry, and two of them are journalists, as kind of a mashup of Uncharted with Ready Player One in space, Porsche branded ship, Sony audio player, anime on the TV, and Pet Shop Boys on CD. Sony, studio boss Neil Cuckman later said the game, despite its clear action trappings, is about faith and religion. So really, probably mocking faith and religion, knowing Neil Druckmann. But it sounds like things have not been going especially smoothly behind the scenes because the Bloomberg report says Naughty Dog has missed multiple internal deadlines on Intergalactic, and this push is an attempt to get the game back on schedule. Employees were reportedly told not to work more than 60 hours per week and were also ordered to return to the office for 5 days a week rather than the 3 days per week that was previously permitted. So, oh my gosh, guys, they can't go to work for 3 days a week. They have to go for 5 now. That's so horrific.
Uh, Look, I'm one to speak because I don't have to go into work anymore. However, I did for the vast majority of my life. It's a blessing to not have to go into an office for work. And obviously during COVID, everybody got fucking spoiled. And if you are one of those people that does get to stay at home and work from home, that is a blessing for real.
It is. It is.
But when you have a bunch of money tied up in something like this and it's such a big project, I don't think it's unreasonable, especially if you're a little bit fucking behind or whatever, and all of this stuff, so much is riding on it. I don't think it's unreasonable for your employers to say, hey, we need you at work. Quit.
Right.
Fucking quit. Honestly,
Well,
if you don't like it, fucking quit.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And we're talking about people that, you know, I guess ultimately, right? I have zero sympathy for anybody in the video game industry at this point. Like, I suppose, yes, there are a few good apples in every bunch. I'm sure that there are some talented developers that are working at Naughty Dog, but the majority of the people working at this company are not good people. They are not good for the industry, and they're lazy. They're activists. They don't know how to make video games. And so it's like this information is being released as if it's supposed to grasp for sympathy, but I don't know how I'm supposed to feel bad for people who have significantly damaged the industry. Like, you're not going to get me to sit here and go, oh, poor guys. It's like union workers and people that are part of these unions. Oh my gosh, we're part of this union. This company has to make us go back to work. I'm not going to shed a tear for you.
Yeah, I fucking hate unions. That's like a separate issue. I think unions are terrible for every industry that they're fucking in. I think unions were important in like the 1920s or whatever when
Yeah.
when when people were like losing arms in factories and shit. And back before social media and the 24-hour news cycle and all of these things, back when there was like 3 newspapers and 1 television station. Yeah, okay.
Right.
Maybe unions for workers' safety and protection. Maybe
Right,
they
but we're
actually
talking
get
about
execution.
guys sitting in an office, fucking clicking buttons on a keyboard and looking at a computer screen.
Yeah,
We're
now
not talking about
these
people that could die doing work or hurting themselves.
Yes, and now what people have to worry about is some ugly, disgusting transgender bitch that somebody accidentally fucking misgendered them and they're going and complaining to their union rep, right? That's what we're talking about nowadays. So I fucking despise unions. When I had to work with unionized workers when I was in the military, I fucking hated it because they were the laziest sacks of shit you could ever possibly imagine. Unions are fucking scum. They're corrupt. They drive up fucking prices. They reduce productivity. Unions are trash. And if you're part of a union, I'm talking to you. So
that's true. Also, Neanderthal, thank you for the $100 helping to close the wage gap. Thank you. I know women, we're treated like shit compared to our male counterparts. Allegedly, we have the pink tax and all that, tax for being women, gay shit. Also, guys, I did get new alcohol. I think I showed this last week, or I said I was going to get it last week. But
you did,
new
and
bottle,
no one super chatted.
True. Well, it's not that nobody super chatted.
No one super chatted a massive.
No one super chat.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it. But yeah, Neanderthal blew up in my stream last night. He made me drink a lot last night. So.
Yeah, somebody in the chat earlier had said that you got like shit-faced yesterday. I was like, that doesn't sound like Ryan. Ryan's shit-faced all the time, so how would you know?
I don't feel like honestly, I don't feel like I was shit-faced. I was a little drunk though. I was a little drunk.
So. Fair enough. But thank you, Neanderthal, for the $100. Much appreciated, guys. I did technically put shots at 75 tonight because it's the holidays, but
a discount, like a Black Friday sale.
Yeah. This week and next week, we're gonna discount the shots. We'll see how that goes. But thank you so much for that, and also getting this ugly bitch off of our screen for 2 seconds. I'm double grateful because having to see this face basically every day is legitimately driving me insane at this point. And the game's still years away from being released, but every day there's some post with her face on it. I have a feeling, and I would hate to jinx us, but I have a feeling she's going to be like somebody that the games industry wants to work with a lot because she's a raging fucking activist. And she just seems like the perfect type for not just Neil Cuckman, but all of them.
Yeah, this is right up Neil Cuckman's alley. A chick that looks like a dude.
Yep.
Like that's what he's into. So, which really means he's fucking gay.
He is definitely gay. But it says the report says the mandated overtime and office days actually ended this week for most staff as the internal demo is being finalized, but with the full game expected to be out sometime in 2027, some employees are reportedly worried that mandated crunch will get even worse down the road. Again, we're talking about people I'm not going to feel bad for. We're not talking about people who could die doing this work and could be hurt and their lives are so hard. That's not the fucking case. So yeah, I mean, oh no. Anyway, is anybody gonna feel bad for Naughty Dog? I guess maybe there's a few people out there who still have faith that they're going to turn things around with like
there's still some massive Naughty Dog simps out there. Like, that's true. That Dom the Bomb queer, whoever that fucking loser is. There are still some of these people hanging around that I remember from The Last of Us Part 2 days. Some of these people are just scum of the earth, fucking disgusting pieces of shit that will lick the taint of Naughty Dog at every fucking opportunity.
Well, it's like the Disney stands and oh my gosh, Sam Wilson was wronged. This is so terrible. Please, Disney, just go back. Which we will talk about. But yeah, I mean, there's people that will simp for these certain characters and certain companies. I get that people want to give companies multiple chances, but also these companies don't care about you, so why should you care about them? Why would you ever want to simp for them? Makes no sense. But not only is Naughty Dog being hit with mandatory overtime, which of course comes from Sony, and Sony's demanding that they release, or I suppose it's not release the internal demo, but have a completed internal demo. We also know that the Ghost of Yotei developer, Sucker Punch, which is still Sony, is undergoing this huge change. Now, we know that Ghost of Yotei did make its budget back, so it wasn't a complete and utter failure, but a lot of people have speculated and wondered if the leadership is changing hands because Sony is still unhappy with the reception and sort of the direction that things went with Ghost of Yotei, because I'm sure you remember when this guy had come out during the Charlie Kirk situation and said, well, it's sort of not our company mentality to push people down, and it's kind of not okay for hatred. His response just wasn't good. And I mean, I don't necessarily know if Sony would get rid of him for one game, but at the same time, I mean, you have Naughty Dog, who's being pushed around, Ghost of Yotei, Sucker Punch. You have the Marathon art director leaving at the same fucking time. Like, we're talking about situation after situation here.
Yeah, it does just seem like, look, it's not like the game industry is in a good state. It's not. It's not at all. And actually, did you see the fucking Respawn head?
I
Fucking Call of
did.
Duty guy passed away in a car accident
He
today, I
did.
think,
He
in
died
LA.
yesterday, and they
Yesterday,
announced it
maybe.
today.
Obviously, that doesn't have to do with people leaving the industry, but it's just, we look at all these different kind of big legacy studios that all seemingly have just absolutely shit the bed. You know, all of that stuff is happening, and then some of these other like people that you would have considered like second tier developers maybe, but have put out some really solid fucking games. It does seem like they've been infected, and I don't know. And then you got Expedition 33, which is made for like $10 million. Sweeping the Game Awards. It just feels like the entire industry has been turned on its head over the last couple years.
Oh, I completely agree. And I mean, even looking at Marathon alone, or I guess we'll just say Sony games alone, right? Marathon, from what we're hearing now, of course, take every rumor with a grain of salt. It sounds like just for the overhaul since the art plagiarism, they've put about $20 million more into it, or that's what they're estimated to put into it. So that's on top of the probably 50 million or 40 million they've already put into it. And that's on the generous side of things, because most AAA games now were well over $100 million, but we haven't heard that it's quite at that scale. But you have this art director leaving, which he's claiming it's of his own volition. I don't buy that fucking bullshit at all whatsoever. And then you have all these other people leaving. I mean, it to me sounds like Sony's just sick and tired of losing money. I mean, they lost $500 million on Concord, a fucking loan last year. It was always bound to happen, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, that's... How did I forget about Concord?
See, I was doing a video earlier on this topic, and I was sitting there, I'm like, there's another game. And then I was like, it's fucking Concord. Because it's such a big joke at this point that it's like, nobody's actually talking about it legitimately. I don't know how I forgot about Concord's existence either. I was like, they lost a lot of money recently, though. But yeah, I mean, Concord was supposed to be their big game. That was actually supposed to be their Destiny replacement, now that Destiny 2's player base is kind of dwindled.
God, was Concord last year?
Yeah, it was in August of last year.
It's sometimes hard to remember the absolute...
All the dog shit, toxic fucking slot blurs together.
Yeah, well, like Rachel Zegler's Snow White came out this year, which that seems like it came out last year.
Well, because it was supposed to be last year, so they went through the PR ringer last year for it.
It doesn't just seem like that, like because of that. It feels like that movie came out over a year ago. But this year's just been such a fucking blur. But yeah, Bungie, like Marathon is officially released, right? Or is it releasing in a month or two?
It is releasing in March as of
March?
right
Okay, so it's
now.
about to
Yeah.
come
It was
out.
supposed to release in
November, right?
September, and then they
Yeah.
changed it to November, and then of course it got pushed off. So yeah, it was supposed to have released.
Especially
When
after
that
they
comes out,
stole all that
guys,
fucking art.
you're gonna see me and Ryan streaming marathon.
I don't know about that shit.
But I mean, this guy, this art director, he claims that, and I thought this was hilarious when I read it for the first time. I'm super proud of the project and what the team accomplished over the last 6 years. Buddy, I wouldn't be proud of being part of a game that fucking is known for plagiarism. Like, I don't think this is the project that you say you're proud of working on it.
Especially because this is the person that stole all the art, right?
I mean, we technically don't know who on the team did, but either way, he was the
This is the art
overseer.
director.
Yeah, so
he
maybe
probably
he
wasn't. He probably didn't know.
know,
He probably
but
had no fucking idea, and he got caught up in the blowback. So I can understand this type of response from him. I guess. Yeah, I can
I
get that.
guess. Well, he probably got canned, but he wants to stay in the industry. But I mean, either way, like this game is known for its plagiarism. This game isn't going to go down in the history books for being like a positive scenario. So saying you're proud of it just is a little bit embarrassing, at least in my opinion. But he claims that it's basically done. That there's nothing else that he can do on the project. But if they did, let's say, DLC or new maps or expansions, they need an art director, so they're just going to replace him.
Yeah. I got no fucking interest in Marathon. I certainly ain't gonna play it with you. Why the fuck? That game looks so fucking boring.
Did you see the new trailer though? I mean, they did technically change it, but that doesn't mean that it looks any better.
It's funny because it looked so shitty, and then everyone's like, "Oh, by the way, this was stolen." So that person who's like, "By the way, they stole my art," and everyone's like, "Wow, that's terrible," but also your art's really boring.
Well, that's the problem. Is like, sure, their art wasn't. I think that their art, because it was like the clip
It was just
art,
generic symbols
right?
and shit.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't think it would have been that bad if the rest of the aesthetic was fine, but because I don't want to say the major thing, but one of the major things that we hated was the art style just of the game in general. But I mean, Sony's all their fucking games we hate the art styles of now. You've got Marathon, looks like shit. You've got Ghost of Yotei, which I think looked pretty, but again, like it's still, in my opinion, it wasn't a step up from Tsushima really. You've got Naughty Dog, who, okay, it's either Last of Us Part 2 or it's Intergalactic. Like, none of these games look visually appealing. Then you top it off with Concord. It's like, okay, just fire all of their art directors. Fire everybody who's making these decisions.
Yeah. Fire Neil Druckmann, like, from a cannon.
Yeah,
Right.
Get him out of here. He's the
rocket.
worst. He's the worst of them all.
Hate that bitch.
Yeah.
The fact that Neil Druckmann just wants to be some big mega superstar, and that Last of Us Season 2 failed so bad is so funny. And now he's not working on it anymore. He's out of fucking Hollywood basically because of it. I love that so much. What a piece of shit. I didn't make fun of him enough, honestly.
I probably didn't either, but you know, leading up to the release of the show, he kept saying, oh, gamers just hate the story direction because, oh, they're just angry that a male was killed, and oh, they're just, you know, sexist because it's a woman's game now. But normie audiences also hated that story decision.
Yeah, everybody did that. That was the thing. It's like, it did it twice, right? For the gamers and then for the normie audience. The same fucking thing, and people hate it in the same fucking way. It wasn't some hate campaign or whatever. This is just the normie audience that had no idea what was happening, and they fucking hated it. Even though they tried to make it a little better in the show, maybe, everybody hated it.
Yep.
What a surprise.
Absolutely. But, I mean, things aren't going good over at Sony. If I was a Sony dev, I'd be maybe shaking in my boots right now, but man, they got to get rid of Neil Druckmann. I do not like that guy. David, thank you so much for becoming a new member. Much appreciated. Thank you. Dead and Up. Thank you for the 1 month.
Dead and Dug Up.
Dead and Dug Up. Okay. Thank you for the 1 month. I've been a game dev since 2011. That sort of mindset was a thing since 2022 when people were asked to come back. One of the reasons the industry collapsed, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, I think that the games industry has just gone through so many problems over the past really decade. I mean, it's a chain of unfortunate events. You have like Gamergate 1, you have developers and companies like EA, right, pushing these predatory microtransactions. You have activists forcing their way into this industry. You did have developers and companies try to push NFTs, which luckily failed, but it's just been, yeah, a series of unfortunate events over the past many years in the industry. Thank you for the 1 month.
But yeah, you're right about that. The return to work stuff.
Yeah.
That this is
it's
my
one
belief.
Of the reasons. Yeah, it's a problem.
This is my belief, and I know there's some people that work from home that maybe won't agree with me on this. I think that if you are a competent person, that working from home is super advantageous, right? Because you can be just as productive as anybody else and fucking get everything done and blah, blah, blah. I don't think many people like that actually exist in the world. Actually, one of my core beliefs, my core tenets, my core values is that I believe most people are fucking dog shit. And they don't think they are. They think they're one of those people that was just as productive at home as they are at the job. You're fucking not, in all likelihood. Not everybody, but I'm talking to 90% of you, like 90% of people, right? Not just the chat. 90% of people are not that person.
Right.
I think that working at an office, the vast majority of people will be more productive. And when COVID hit and everybody switched to this shit, nobody wanted to come back. And I get it. I understand. But for companies, I think that depending on the type of business you're in and shit like that, people are more productive at home. And throughout that whole stretch of COVID and after, with so many people not doing that, I think it really has affected a lot of shit.
I don't disagree. Absolutely. But thank you for the 1 month again. David, thank you for the 2. Screw Christmas. I'm at $3,000. Fuck my life. Hey, I mean, at least, I don't know. I mean, how much RAM could that be? Anytime I hear numbers now, I just think of RAM because I'm brain rotted at this point because of the price increase of RAM. You can afford quite a few gigs with that. But the holidays are expensive and they're busy and it is a big fuck my life moment.
Holidays are busy and expensive. And yeah, what does it mean? I'm at $3,000. What does that mean? Like you spent $3,000 on other people? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah, kids and parents and a wife. Shaking my head. Yeah, fuck my life. That's a lot of money. Hey, nice person though. I'd give someone a Snickers bar and a 5 and say, see you later. Neanderthal, thank you for the $50. Discount tipsy Ryan. Because you donated the 100 before, we'll count that as another shot. I'll take another shot for that. Thank you for the 50. Well, thank you for the 100 and the 50. Much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you. Straight from the bottle.
It's classy.
Is it classy, though? I don't necessarily know about that.
Pull the chat. Is it classy to drink straight from the bottle?
I could. I will. Is it classy?
That's right. Straight from the bottle.
Straight from the bottle. Yes. No. Don't disappoint me. Thank you for the 50, though. Much appreciated. David, thank you for the 10. I'm tipsy. Hey, soon we will be too. So who's going to watch the new Daisy Ridley movie, We Bury the Dead? She sucked at sci-fi and action films. Maybe she'll have better luck in the horror genre. Well, she went from the sci-fi and action to then she went to that, what was that fucking swimming movie that she did for Disney last year? She did that
something
too.
Water, Girl in the Water or something?
Yeah, and it was based off of a real historical figure. But after That failed. Now she's also going to horror. I don't actually know about We Bury the Dead.
I don't know. She did that Die Hard movie too, right? The window cleaner or whatever. It was like a ripoff of Die Hard. You remember that?
I do, but I don't think
or
I saw
something?
it. Yeah, I didn't see it. We Bury the Dead is a zombie survival thriller film. Well, I mean, it can't be much worse than what she's already worked on, surely. She's got to have a win sometime. Just when that will be, who the fuck knows? But thank you for the 10, and thank you for the 2 as well. Ryan, don't be so toxic. That fella funny. Yeah, Ryan, don't be so toxic.
What do you mean?
Don't be so toxic. I don't know. Ask David. But he thinks you're toxic as fuck. And I'll agree.
Thanks, David. David's a good dude.
He is.
Well, I actually don't know. I see him in the chat all the time. He could be a psychopath. He could be a fucking serial killer. He could kill dogs. I don't fucking know.
In this bubble, though, he's a nice guy.
I would judge someone way more if they killed dogs than if they killed people. I understand killing people. I get it.
People suck. I hate people.
You kill dogs, you're dead to me.
Yep, I agree.
You eat dogs, you're dead to me.
Yep, I agree.
You fucking eat a dog, there's something wrong with you.
Yep. Wastelander, thank you for the 2. Most of the guys who made these companies are gone. Yeah, that's just the unfortunate part about the video game industry now. Most of them were like shifted during projects and then they never were brought back, which a lot of them aren't even that old. And they could, in theory, come back, but these companies don't want to pay veteran prices because you could get 10 juniors for the price of one veteran. And that's such a big issue is companies need to reinvest. And that's why, we talked about it last week. The KOTOR situation, like Fate of the Old Republic, sound a little bit more hopeful because they're bringing back Casey Hudson. It's been years since he's worked on something, even though it was Anthem. Before that, he had a really solid track record, but it's good that they're working with him and his company, but at the same time, I still don't believe that that's going to come out before 2030. That seems like a massive fucking lie.
I would be shocked, right? I would be shocked if it happened. I'd be surprised if the game even comes out, period. But I'd be shocked if it happened before 2030. He's promising, guys. We have a Star Wars project that's promising to come out. When is Eclipse coming out? When's the last time I heard something about Star Wars Eclipse? Who's making that? Ubisoft? Not Ubisoft. Bethesda?
It's Quantic Dream.
Quantic Dream?
I believe.
When is that happening? When's the last time we heard something about Eclipse? 2 years ago when we saw a CGI trailer?
Well, actually, funny story. The last time we heard about Eclipse was when we found out that they fired all of the leadership. We found out that most of the leadership left. They were shifted, which is hilarious. But yeah, it's Quantic Dream. They did like Heavy Rain, Detroit Become Human. They've done narrative heavy games though. Like we're not talking about like The Witchers here or Elder Scrolls here. So I don't know. I mean, maybe it'll be good, but yeah. I guess we'll see. Neanderthal!
What?
Thank you for the $100. It's not classy. Just
What's
a 100
that poll looking like, by the way?
Fake jobs. It is at 60%. It's 59 to 41. So technically, yes is winning, but
classy.
I don't know. I think Neanderthal just paid to win. I don't know. I count that. I don't know.
That's one vote. It's an expensive vote, but it's one vote. The people.
I don't know.
The people score me. The people know it's classy. There is something elegant about having the capability and the confidence to just fucking grab it, drink it straight from the. Try it, Vera.
No.
Why not?
Okay, I will if the poll wins in the next 25 minutes. By 10 o'clock.
25 minutes?
Yeah. Because then if I win.
You're looking for a 3 a.m. fucking spike is what you're looking for.
If I win, okay, then I don't have to because it's not classy.
Some great big fat person, 1579. The fact that there was 1,578 people before you that had the name Great Big Fat Person is interesting. It says, Ryan, get a glass, you fucking hillbilly. Do you drink straight from
See?
a carton of milk? Do you drink straight from a carton of milk?
I bet you do.
Yeah, I do. I live
Yeah,
alone.
that's fucking
What
weird.
the fuck? Why would I dirty a glass? I have to do the fucking dishes.
I don't know. Stop being lazy and clean the fucking dishes, bro.
I do clean the dishes, but I don't want to have to clean more. I don't want to have to make more.
But all you have to do is rinse it out. It takes 2 seconds to clean a cup once you're done using it.
Do you have any idea how many drinks I might pour or milk I might have or whatever? Yeah.
Oh my god, guys, I just reused a shot glass 3 times without cleaning it. I'm a fucking degenerate. What kind of excuse is that, brother? Come on, man. Lazy. But thank you, Neanderthal, for the 100 bucks.
You know what's funny? I have a glass literally right here. I didn't even know.
You're so fucking stupid.
But the problem is that when it happens, especially if I'm drinking, I will probably leave it out. You know, I will like forget to rinse it out, and then I come back the next day and it's like all weird and shit on the bottom. I'm like, oh fuck, and then I actually have to scrub it out. That's not fun.
I don't know. You could just put water and dish soap in it and soak it for several hours, and then there won't be. You won't have to scrub.
You don't know.
I literally do now. I would bet my life on that fact. I would bet my life. Good job, Ryan. David, thank you for the 1 gifted membership, and thank you for the 5. David, you said you were tipsy. I appreciate the donations. I'm drinking Maker's Mark as we speak. Ryan, I don't think you're toxic. It's that fella Skywalker. I forgot his name. You talked about it at Daily earlier. That fella
Roman
Skywalker.
Fuck Roman Skywalker. That dude is trash. I hate Roman Skywalker.
It's probably good that I don't know who that is.
That Indian who's invading the UK, Sadiq, whatever his fucking name is, who came in my chat yesterday. Fuck that piece of shit.
Wow. Yeah. Very, very passionate about it. Huh. Anyway, thank you for that. Much appreciated. Old Geezer Gaming, thank you for the 20. How productive you are working from home really depends on if you have a properly set up home office. You can't just sit in the living room and work. You need a designated area that is strictly work related. I agree with that, but a lot of these companies, they do provide employees, or at least they did previously. I suppose it depends on the size of a team and like how much money is behind the budget, but typically, and we've heard this from video game developers, like the companies will allot a certain amount of money. So I guess if you don't have a designated space, that would suck, but also they do set you up with everything like that you need from what we've heard. But yeah, I mean, I guess it does kind of depend. For me, it wouldn't matter, but also, yeah, I get it.
I think that I agree with that to some extent. I think the bigger deal is, I think there's plenty of people that could just have a simple fucking laptop and sit in their fucking living room or whatever. The problem is most people don't have the discipline to do that. I don't have the discipline to do that. Depending on what I'm doing. So, because there's so many possible distractions when you're at home. You can turn on fucking Netflix. You can turn on this, whatever. And I just think that over fucking time, people don't have the discipline when there's nobody looking over their shoulder. Most people don't have the discipline. 90% of people don't have that type of fucking discipline. And as a result, the quality of work suffers. Certainly, I do agree if you don't have all the fucking equipment you would normally have, the ease of access. I do agree to some extent. I think more than anything, it's the location and the fact that you are not in a workplace setting.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know. Everything's ruining the gaming industry, so I don't think it's just work from home. But it's good. It's a good point. It definitely is.
I mean, obviously, them hiring only fucking gay, furry, transgender queers that are leftists. Like, obviously, that is a pretty big impact as well. But it's all part of it, you know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And Namans, thank you for the 5. You know, Josiah could do the craziest double down in YouTube history in the wake of the passing of Vince Zampella. It's a sad situation overall.
So Vince
Yeah.
Zampella, head of Respawn, right?
I
I
can
right
I
about
can bring him up real
I
quick.
I,
Yeah.
I think I don't want to misquote, but yeah, and head-on collision right outside of LA, I think yesterday. Just that wasn't sick or anything, just a freak accident. Very sad. Very
Yeah.
sad.
So
But yes,
he
Josiah could. Another game developer just left the industry. That's what he would title that video.
I mean, in theory, yeah.
Do you know
He
that meme?
I do know that meme, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I do. He was a co-founder and studio head of Infinity Ward, which has been Call of Duty, and head of Respawn Entertainment and Ripple Effect. So he's done a lot of shit. He did like Battlefield. He was currently Battlefield 6, Titanfall 2, Star Wars Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order, and then like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. But yeah, it was a freak accident. I mean, he wasn't that old. Sucks. Right? Especially hard for his family, I'm sure, because it's the holidays, which makes it extra bad. I mean, not that it would ever be like easy to deal with the loss like this, but it's terrible.
Yeah, I mean some bangers too, you know?
Yeah, somebody
Fucking
who actually was good in this industry. Now he's
yeah,
gone.
and I'm not the biggest fan of the Star Wars Jedi franchise, for certain reasons, story reasons mostly. I know a lot of people did love the games, for sure. But yeah, just a big tragedy. It
Yep,
sucks.
it is, but yeah, it's unfortunate. But
Life is
as we always
short.
say, fuck my life. That's life. It is what it is, and it's not good. I mean, we're all gonna die eventually, so I mean, not that that makes it any better, but I mean, we are all going to die one day. Hollywood
Really?
guy.
I'm
Yeah,
hearing this for the first
unfortunately.
time.
Unfortunately.
Mm.
Hollywood guy, thank you for the 5. Is it true that they took the game award from E33? What is wrong with these dumb devs? My goodness, they need to grow up. I guess that's a good segue into this topic. We also have a little bit of Trump derangement syndrome with this topic as well. So, yes, we did just a few days ago find out that the Indie Game Awards had disqualified Claire Obscure Expedition 33 due to Gen AI usage. And then they gave it to Blueprints, which I've also heard is a good game, but also uses Gen AI. So this hard stance that they're taking isn't really a hard stance against the use of Gen AI in games, but man, we have seen a onslaught against indie and AA devs over the past couple of weeks. It really got bad because of Jeff Keighley's The Game Awards. It's like suddenly all the hit pieces came out, but we knew that there was an AI texture that was left in the game when Claire Obscure launched, but they patched it less than a week after release because they said, oh, we're so sorry. This was just a placeholder during the development process. We didn't mean for this to make it in the full game. They had a new texture ready to go. So because of one set of textures and one fucking set of posters on a wall were generated by AI, that got this game disqualified. We knew about this months ago and they've only decided to virtue signal about it now.
It's very strange. Like I didn't play Claire Obscure Expedition 33. I watched a lot of people play it, and I know a lot of people have played it, and virtually everyone that I know has said that they loved it. It feels much more the reactions to them winning so many things, basically sweeping the Game Awards. A lot of people were very upset about it, and I think it's impossible to deny that the reason they're upset about it is because that I'm not saying that it's like, oh my gosh, this is a super fucking right wing game, but it just seems like it's a fucking game instead of trying to fucking pander to anybody. The fact that it's basically an all white, all French, right? All
Yeah.
white development group. The fact that the way so many of these characters look in this game, the fact that maybe there's not enough diversity or the type of diversity that people are fucking crying about and crying that they want all the time. It feels like that's where so much of this hate is coming from. I don't understand it. And you have to wonder if that's one of the reasons they were pressured to do something like this, because look, ultimately they used AI early in the development process to have a placeholder for the way that things would look as other people and other people were developing shit. If you want a game that only costs 10 million fucking dollars,
Less than
that's
10
probably
million.
right. That's probably one of the things that you have to do. And I don't think that you should just have these games that are fucking full AI. But if it's in the development process, using a placeholder until an actual artist comes and fucking creates that thing, so then you can then put it in, just so you have an idea of what it looks like. I don't think anything's wrong with that. And I'm not a big AI person.
Yeah.
I think that AI should be used incredibly sparingly in a lot of shit. So
Yeah. No,
yeah.
I mean, I agree. And, I think AI is a fine tool. Do I think it should be a full-blown replacement for human beings? No, but at the same time, like we were talking about with Naughty Dog, I'm not gonna fucking shed a tear for these activists that are getting replaced. It's hard because it's like one or the other. I suppose I'd in theory like to support human beings, even though most of them in this industry fucking suck. But another problem with the Indie Game Awards is, you had just mentioned it, thinking that they caved to outrage and that, oh, they faced a lot of backlash for Claire Obscure's win, just like the Game Awards. And initially, I thought that as well, that maybe they just faced so much backlash. They're a smaller show. They just figured it wasn't a battle they wanted to fight. But now they're also ripping a win away from another game because of a company that game's developer is partnered with. So it's not even the developers themselves that are getting getting their game disqualified, but it's because the publisher is founded by Palmer Luckey, who is deemed problematic because he supported Trump in the past, and he's the CEO of Anduril, the defense company. So they're clearly virtue signaling fucks. Like, they either didn't do their due diligence and look into who this game was made by and supported by, or I guess maybe they were facing backlash over it, and that's why they're changing their mind. Now, this to me just seems like they are virtue signaling at this point. Maybe they're so desperate for attention that this is why they're finding reasons to disqualify these games. But I mean, we have both of these situations together now. Yeah, it just seems like activists gone wild.
Yeah, it really does. This is the entertainment industry. It's
Yeah.
not just gaming, right? It's the entertainment industry in general, and all of it's been infiltrated by these people who, like, I don't care, right? I don't care what a dev or a director or an actor's politics are. It really doesn't matter to me, and especially from where they're drawing talent from. In all likelihood, these people are likely to be left wing. That doesn't really bother me. It bothers me when they are the type of people who cannot handle the other opinion. They cannot handle an alternative opinion. They cannot handle anything outside their little fucking echo chamber in California or wherever the fuck. And it just seems all too often that there's so many people, at least people that are loud and people that have a modicum of power in a lot of these places. And it's just exhausting when we're like 10 years into this shit.
Well, right, exactly, because you're 100% correct. In theory, I would like to not give a fuck about someone's politics. I'm not always going to agree with everybody. Everybody's not always going to agree with me. As human beings, we all have the right to our own individual opinion. But the issue is that these people cannot leave their politics at the door when they're going to work, and it's their entire personality. So then you can't, it becomes extremely tough to separate the art from the artist because they wouldn't do that if the roles were reversed. And so it becomes hard when they're constantly screeching about it and telling you need to take this life lesson and this political lesson from my game that's supposed to be a piece of entertainment, even though it's not because they're not good writers. And it's so frustrating to see this happen time and time again because, again, you don't have to like Trump. It's fine if you don't. But at the same time, to say that someone is problematic simply because they voted for him or they like him, you're going against a hell of a lot of people right now, man. And all you're doing is making yourselves look fucking pathetic and alienating part of your potential customer base. And in the case of the Indie Award show, your viewership.
I can't not look at those fucking two fat dudes in that picture right on the bottom. You see that?
Yeah.
Who is these guys? Are they the
Damn.
Indie Game Award guys? Who are they?
I don't know. I actually don't know. I'm
Is
pretty
one of
sure
them
that these are the Indie Game Awards guys, but
that one guy on the right is so fucking fat?
it's
Like
true.
makes me want to fucking throw up, honestly. It's disgusting.
Yeah, being that fat is not fucking healthy. But yep, apparently this game has had their award ripped away from them, just like E33, because the virtue signaling fucks behind this award show do not like their personal politics, which is, of course, pathetic, but not particularly shocking, as that's how most of the people in the video game industry are now.
Yeah. You know what I need to play, Vera?
Oh no. What? Say wait. Can I just say you saying you need to play a game is an instant red flag.
Why?
Cuz okay, when was the last time you played a game?
Um,
See, it's not
I
like
played Madden 2 months ago.
it's not like I just really want to play this game because it looks cool. Saying I really need to play it right after talking about virtue signaling fucks in the industry, that just doesn't, it seems bad, but what game?
I was gonna say Expedition 33.
Oh yeah, E33 is amazing.
Yeah, fucking
It's a
calm
good game.
down.
It is it well, to be fair, the pretext to it wasn't particularly.
What do you think I was gonna say? Pokemon
I
ZA?
thought oh, that game's trash.
I haven't played it yet.
You need to play some games. Guys, soon I'm gonna get Ryan to play a video game. I don't know which one. I don't know when. I don't know
Pokemon ZA.
how. No, you
Why
gotta play a
not?
good game.
Uh,
I didn't even finish it. And that's how you know it's bad. When I don't finish a game, I stream like 60 games this year. Never mind the games I played off stream.
well, I hold on. Finishing a Pokemon game is a little bit different than like finishing
I was more than halfway through.
like an RPG or something. I know, but how long would it take you to get there?
To finish G to A?
Yeah.
I don't
It's like
know,
in a
probably.
look in a Pokemon game,
Like
I am going to get incredibly distracted by trying to catch every Pokemon that exists in that certain space. Do you know what I mean? Like
I had up until that point I
yeah.
had gotten almost all of them. But yeah, it just I mean I was like maybe 17 or 18 hours in. So, yeah, it was
It
fucking
seems like a
bad.
short fucking Pokemon game.
Yeah, I mean, I was like halfway through the game, or a little bit more than halfway through the game. Maybe
Yeah,
you
that
like
seems
it
like a
more than
really
I
short
did.
Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Uh,
Vera thinks you should play Dispatch. No, do not play Dispatch.
uh, over on Rumble, Deeds, Minnesota, for $5 says Ryan. I don't think it's the Brits influencing you to say scenario versus scenario. I think it may be Vera. I don't even know how Vera pronounces it. I feel like it's the British people.
I what's the other word that I pronounce it? Oh, fuck, what is it? I pronounce scenario multiple ways. It's just one of those words that I never pronounce one way. But there's another word that I do that with too. I don't remember what it is, but yeah, scenario, scenario. Just a word. It's okay.
Yeah, I believe it is the people with British accents that I've been talking to. And then
Maybe.
Deeds with a gifted subscription. Thank you very much, Deeds Minnesota. That gifted subscription went to B Barrett. So shout out.
Nice.
Yeah.
The American Patriot Report. Thank you for the 2. Did you guys? The Daily Woo passed away. Did you guys see the Daily Woo passed away? No.
Adam the Woo. I did hear about that actually. Somebody messaged me uh earlier today and said that the YouTuber I think he did some theme park vlogging and stuff, and he ended up going to like some abandoned theme parks. I can't say I've ever watched him. I know the name, but I know a lot of
Yeah.
people did watch him, and apparently he was one of the first people to really do like theme park vlogging type of stuff. That like his channel blew up before everyone started doing it. And yeah, apparently Adam the Woo, he also had the channel Daily Woo, I think, reportedly, according to a post from his dad on Facebook, I think, did pass away. That's what I heard.
That sucks. Everybody's dying, and right around the holidays makes it 10 times worse for the family. I've never watched his content either. I've seen clips of him online, but I hadn't heard that he had passed away, but that's a shame. I mean, he had to have been like what, 50 maybe? Somewhere around there. I don't think he was older than that, so.
I don't know. Like I said, I
Yeah.
never watched him. I've known the name, so yeah. I know a lot of people seem to be very, very affected by it. So
That
uh,
sucks.
sorry for the family, rough. And you never know when somebody's that young, how did it happen, what happened. I don't know.
Yeah. Condolences. Wastelander, thank you for the 2. Only after a life-threatening situation. I mean, waking up is a life-threatening situation. God. Maybe one of these days it won't happen. I don't know. A lot of death happening. Could be worse. For me, at least. Snacks, thank you for the 2. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. Elf my life.
Elf my life. A
I
good
like
one,
that.
Snacks.
That is very good, actually. Very punny. Dead and Dug Up, thank you for the 2. Be toxic, Ryan. Dig the show. Yeah, Ryan.
How
How
I'm
does it
just
feel to be the
me.
most toxic person on the internet?
Bro, that fucking Roman the Skywalker queer. Hold on, let me see if I can find this post.
Oh,
Apparently it got
God.
posted by someone.
Oh, God. Also, Pee Pee Poo Poo Man, thank you for the 1. Much appreciated. Let's see if Ryan can find this real quick.
I believe I can.
Cannibal,
Here
thank
it
you for the
is.
2. Ryan, how about the Bears, King of the North?
Yeah, that's right. The King in the North. The King in the North. The King in the North. Yes, 100%. So apparently, this dude who's always in the Geeks and Gamers chat and always in my chat, every fucking stream in my chat, fucking shitting on me.
I've
Apparently,
seen
this
him
was like
before, yeah.
Twitter history, and I just thought it was so funny. It's like Twitter is so boring. Boxing should be banned. Star Wars Mandalorian movies look good. Don't listen to man children. Star Wars is not dead. But this random tweet, Ryan Kinel is talking. Why am I being named? Like I'm the only one. Like what the fuck?
That's too fucking funny.
Look, I
Just
honestly,
souls you out, singles you out.
there are some people who would have a problem or have an issue with the knowledge that if they died, a lot of people would celebrate and a lot of people would be happy. I thrive on that. It
Yeah.
excites me. I'm happy.
Well, I'll be dead, so why would I care?
Yeah, I'm happy
know?
that so many people fucking hate my guts. I wouldn't have it any other way, honestly.
Yeah, it is a good way to live, at least in my opinion. Uh, Ryan, do you want to do an Indian accent?
I'm not good. I'm not very good at Indian accents. I have a friend she's really good at Indian accents. Me, I mean, what do you want? Thank you. Come again. Ryan, please do the Indian accent. Do not redeem. Do not redeem. Like, I don't know what you want me to say.
I don't know
That's
either.
the thing.
You just said Ryan do an Indian accent. You would have to be more specific next time.
I was talking so much shit about this Indian in my chat yesterday. That's why like everyone's wanting the Indian accent. I went fucking all in. I went all in. And this is a fucking dot Indian, not a feather Indian.
Fair enough.
But I'm not very good at Indian accents.
Yeah, I've never been good at them either. But thank you for the 2. Much appreciated. Hey, Zeus, thank you for the gifted membership. Much appreciated. Thank you. And the Wastelander, thank you for the 5. Devs a few years ago, our AI is the best. Look, the enemy reacts to the player. Best in the world, really. Devs today, death to the machine. Well, there is a difference between the characters in a game versus like generative AI, which I do understand because generative AI, the reason why the developers are so mad now is because they know that they're going to be replaced. Like, we have a lot of dead weight in the video game industry. Even with all of these layoffs, we're still seeing tons of these activists being at these companies. They're lazy, they're not talented. And so, well, if a machine can do something and they don't have to pay you to do it, right? They will. And that's why these people are so upset.
It's true. And I do think that there's a real problem because this is real. This is happening. It's happening now, and it's going to accelerate at a monumental pace. And as much as I have no sympathy for some random woke fucking piece of shit dev, ultimately it's not just video game developers talking about. We're talking about throughout every fucking industry. We're talking about millions of people within a period of 1 or 2 years that are going to get fired and that their jobs are going to be eliminated and replaced. And that leaves you with a conundrum when something happens that fucking quickly, because it's not like, hey, go find another job. There aren't, right? Like,
right.
There aren't. So as a economy, as a fucking society, what do we do? I think that companies should have every right to cut costs and be as profitable as possible. That's truly what I believe. But that also leaves you with, okay, what do we do with millions of people who suddenly find themselves without jobs and no way to replace that? How does that look? How does that work? And I don't know. I don't have a fucking answer. Good thing I'm just a fucking dumb YouTuber and I'm not in charge of having an answer for that, because I don't know. And I genuinely think that we as a fucking world, not just a country, as a fucking world, with the advancement of AI and people being replaced and losing their jobs, even though I don't fucking care particularly about any individuals, as a whole, I think it could collapse the fucking economy.
Well, yeah.
You know?
That is
And that is
definitely a
something we
problem.
need to be concerned about.
Yeah, no, I agree. But thank you for the 5, Wastelander. Much appreciated. Also, I saw something in chat that I thought was funny. Based devs, grifter gamers like Varen Ryan isn't even a gamer. Play Madden once every 2 months doesn't.
Yeah, I don't even put that on.
But we could make him a gamer. I could get him to play some games, and then
I
we could call him a gamer.
I have been a gamer at times. There's just times where it's not as important to me. But somebody said, Glitch Hunter says, get a real job. I'm just saying, there's a lot of people that I would say game developing is a real job. I think
game development is a real job, yes.
And
just like I would say people making movies and in Hollywood is a real job. Entertainment is a very profitable, big industry.
Or like somebody who's doing CGI, right? Like a fucking visual art person who's doing CGI for movies that suddenly gets replaced by AI. I do think that those are real jobs. But the problem is, what I'm saying.
He says, he was referred to the internet artists, but yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah. My whole point is that I don't think that, like, there's not enough jobs to sustain the amount of people that are going to be losing their jobs over this shit.
Yeah.
I really don't,
because we know that companies aren't just looking to maybe trim a little bit of dead weight. They will push it to the extreme. They will get rid of as many people as possible, and that's the issue. I don't think that it's a bad tool for people to use that are working at a company. But when you start replacing 50% of the workers, 75% of the workers, that's the problem that we run into.
Yeah. And I'm all about fucking companies making money. I think that's what they should focus on. That's what they fucking do. And in large part, I believe that, because if companies continue to flourish and continue to grow, and like they will continue to expand, they'll continue to employ more people. Now, if we're looking at an inverse of that, you have a situation that I don't know what to do with. So
Right. Yeah. No, I definitely
I just
I
hope to
definitely
continue to
get
be
it.
racist and toxic enough that AIs can't be programmed to replicate me.
Hell yeah. I agree. Otherwise, it's over for us. And Cabal said, "I say we tell the activists that AI isn't coming for your jobs. Then ask them how are you going to do the coding, and tell them to get an education and that AI is going to be good for the economy. They do need to learn to code." Thank you for the tip. Much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you. And Christian said, 10 or for the 10, thank you so much. The more time goes on, the more that anti-AI seems like gatekeeping. It could be a tool for people without resources to facilitate their vision. Plus, people online who rage at AI are insufferable. Yeah, I still think that it's bad going to the extreme for basically anything. But when we're specifically talking about entertainment, it is really hard to sympathize with these people that are getting replaced.
All right, this is how I'll respond to that specifically. It absolutely should be utilized as a tool. We
Yeah,
have it. It should be utilized.
at the very
However,
least.
this entire idea, right? It actually comes back to similar to what I was talking about work from home people, where so many people think that they can do something and really they fucking suck. Um, we talked about this 2 months ago, I think, on a stream, Vera, where AI absolutely can be utilized for people who maybe don't have access to the resources or being gatekept or whatever. For every one person who truly has like a lot of talent and a unique vision and you know AI can help them realize that and they can create something really truly special. For every one person that's like that, there's going to be 99 other people who think not 99, sorry, 999. There's going to be 999 other people who think that they're talented, who think they have a fucking great story to tell, who think that what they have is really impactful and going to change the world, who think that they're talented, who fucking aren't and have no business creating anything and just generate pure fucking slop garbage. And that's what the world's going to be fucking flooded with. It's just going to increase the amount of slop garbage that comes out. You think there's a lot fucking now? Just wait. Because people as a whole are not talented. People as a whole fucking suck and aren't fucking qualified to do this. They don't have fucking visions. They're not creative. I consider myself part of that. I'm not a fucking creative person, but at least I know my fucking role. The problem is most people don't. Most people think that they're better than they are, just in general. And most people are retarded and suck. So that's why the idea of the most important thing about AI is that it's going to help prevent people that are being gate kept and they can put something in the world. No, because just like social media, just like everything else, yeah, just give everybody a voice. Yeah, sure. Most people don't deserve to fucking have it.
Yeah. No, I do not disagree. I really don't disagree. That's the most hilarious part of it. I've said this for a long time, but thank you for that. All right, I guess we'll move on to another topic.
Why
This
you say it like
time,
that?
Supergirl. Because we're going to sit here and talk about AI for the next several hours. Okay, until the clock has run out if we don't.
Real quick, we're going to talk about AI for a second. Chris Nicholson says Ryan is probably right, but I would rather just let everyone create things and let good stuff rise to the top, just like YouTube. Here's a problem, though. And this is what I'm talking about. So, right now, YouTube has a massive problem with AI content.
It does, yes.
It has a massive problem with AI content. And I run into it and I don't even know it sometimes until I start listening to something. I'm listening to like a Game of Thrones lore video or a fucking whatever, Harry Potter
It's
thing.
very bad with history videos. I think I've said this before. I know you don't watch a lot of like specifically history deep dives, but I watch
Right.
so many of them. It's so fucking bad. Like 1 in 5 channels that I click on, it's just AI slop when it comes to history
And
content.
it's inaccurate, it's
Yep.
wrong, and some of these things have fucking tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of fucking views, even though it's fucking
Yep.
wrong.
And
And
you click it
certainly,
because
I
it's
get
got so many views and you think, "Oh, okay, that means that maybe this person's really good, they're really knowledgeable," and it's not.
And certainly regular people can also be wrong. Happens all the fucking time. Happens to
Yeah.
us every once in a while. Not
But at
often,
least they
but
put a
every
little
once
bit
in a
of
while.
effort into
But,
the majority of the content, even if they get maybe one
right.
fact wrong in an hour video.
But the problem is when you're talking about letting the good content rise to the top and everything, I think that the way YouTube has worked for its entire history, it does work that way in general.
Yeah.
Now, what if I tell you that, I don't know, 1% of the fucking accounts on YouTube with a couple mouse clicks, a couple keystrokes can start creating 95% of the content instantly and flood the entire fucking system with AI fucking videos.
Well, yeah,
That's a problem.
and another problem is that you can have, let's say, one person who has 10 different AI channels, and one of those 10 AI channels is going to overtake the place of a real person. So that's another issue entirely, is that sure, good content can rise to the top, but it's hard for the good content to find its footing when the AI slop is overshadowing it because there's just so much
Is
more of it.
bloody exactly that.
Yeah,
It's
that's the
about the content.
problem.
It's the fact that it takes us a little while to fucking make videos. Maybe we could put out 3 or 4 videos a day or whatever, maybe do a live stream, whatever. If I can put out fucking, if I can have 10 AI channels and put out 5 videos, 5 2 or 3 hour videos a day, right? By with a couple keystrokes and then go back to sleep and jerk off or whatever. That it's a huge fucking problem. I think it's a huge problem.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying
I
you're,
agree.
I do hear where you're coming from, and I
I
think
do
some
as
people are
well.
way too alarmist about AI, and I agree. I'm just talking about the practical kind of reality of where we're headed.
Yeah. No, I agree. And Glitch Hunter said for the 5, why is it always the same AI voice? Seriously, I hear the same dude constantly. Even hear him on the late night chub pill commercials. I mean, there's like 2 or 3 just generic AI voices, which are horrendous. But yeah, thank you, of course, for the 5. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you. Ryan, you
One
are
more thing
the
about AI. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
You, you are the Supergirl mega fan here, aren't you? Aren't you so excited for this movie to release?
I like Millie Alcock.
I do
Um,
too, but I've only seen her in one thing that I've liked her in, so that's the problem. I know
she
she
has
was
an
in.
unfortunate name, but
She does. So tell us what's going on with Supergirl, Ryan.
yeah, so I mean, James Gunn's DC universe. Everyone's just so excited for James Gunn's DC universe, aren't they? Things like Creature Commandos, that nobody watched, to the point where Creature Commandos actually released for free on YouTube this week, because nobody watched James Gunn's introduction to the DC universe.
uh,
Superman, the smash hit Superman. We promise everybody loves it. It's incredible. Didn't even break even at the box office, even though they tried to pretend it did. And then immediate follow-up, released earlier than James Gunn promised, right? James Gunn promised a long theatrical run for Superman, that Peacemaker season 2 wouldn't come out for forever after it because he wanted to have a long theatrical run. Well, no, Peacemaker came out almost immediate, like a month after Superman came out, and trying to ride off the high of Superman. That flopped spectacularly. People are really not interested in James Gunn's content anymore, but don't worry, Supergirl is coming out. Supergirl releases next summer, and the first trailer came out, and the trailer was it's kind of boring, but it
yeah.
felt like another James Gunn joint, right? It felt like another James Gunn movie, even though he didn't direct it, but he's in charge of this entire thing. It felt like Guardians of the Galaxy, but this time it's Supergirl, a cosmic adventure with a kind of a anti-hero type who doesn't want to fucking conform, and doesn't really know what it means to be a hero, doesn't like traditional heroes, but finds what it means to be a hero in their own right, with a plucky group of fucking weirdos and down on their luck people, and a like irreverent fucking bitch, right? That's what the whole trailer felt like. And now we get news about a test screening.
Hey, we have got it. So it says the trailer for Supergirl received a mixed reception on its debut. I don't actually know what The like to dislike is on YouTube right now. I think last time I checked was yesterday or the day before. But it seems that a recent test screening of the movie could be another matter, according to scoopers. Take it with a grain of salt. You never truly know. A lot of these scoopers are fucking trash, to be fair. But the screening, which took place on Tuesday, led him to say that he's heard nothing but good things from several people. Does this mean that Supergirl will be a super smash hit for DC Studios? Well, as you would expect, there is a big but to be factored in. Naturally, these reports are to be taken with a grain of whatever you'd like, but while Rickman suggested the film had been well received, a fellow insider who has often been first on trailer release and runtime leaks seemed to have heard a very different opinion on the film, because they wrote, yes, Supergirl had a test screening, roughly 2 hours and 5 minutes. From what I heard, the feedback was not great, but it wasn't a bad film. Some scenes shined a lot more than others. Millie is praised for her acting in the role. Lobo has 2 fights. The villain is underwhelming.
Yeah, 2 fights from Lobo. Like, Jason Momoa's Lobo, ironically, is a bigger draw for this movie than fucking Supergirl is, and you only have him in 2 fights. No fucking villain that matters. The thing is, this can't just be a fucking mediocre slop film and make $600 million and still not break even like Superman. For this movie to perform like Superman, it needs to be excellent.
Yeah.
And in all likelihood, it's going to turn out to be like a $400 million the box office haul and a huge fucking failure. And more than anything, people are already sick of James Gunn's shtick and the James Gunn vibe in the DCU, which is a problem, and he's the motherfucker that's running the entire thing.
Well, that's a big problem. Really quickly, thank you, Wicked, for the raid. Hope everyone's doing good. This is a problem, is that I like James Gunn movies in very small amounts. I'm fine with seeing a James Gunn movie every couple of years, but when every project now is going to have the James Gunn feeling to it, that's just not, at least for me. Now, maybe I'm the out of touch one here, but this just doesn't interest me enough. I think that it's fine every once in a while, but yeah, having movie after movie after movie with the same tone, the same shtick, it's just not appealing enough. I don't know.
Ironically, it's what people started to get tired of with Marvel, right? And I think that I look, Joss Whedon had a lot of quips and stuff like that. There's no fucking doubt about it. But I think it was after Guardians of the Galaxy where Marvel saw that and they're like, let's make everybody like this.
Right.
And they started inserting it to basically everything they fucking did. When you get guys like Taika Waititi in there to fucking destroy Thor with Ragnarok and Love and Thunder. And I know some of y'all be like, Ragnarok was cool though. Ragnarok was the beginning of the fucking end for Thor. It's when they turn him into a fucking embarrassment of a character. Yep. And if you don't realize that, you're part of the problem.
Taika Waititi sucks.
Yeah, Taika Waititi is always like, Thor Love and Thunder was just a little bit more extra than Ragnarok was. They let Taika Waititi do a little bit more than they did with Ragnarok.
They were drastically different, though.
All the problems can be fucking traced right back to fucking Ragnarok. And it's sad that people didn't see it when it happened. But, like, what the fuck? Like, Thor has his humor. Not everybody has to have that same fucking sense of humor. Thor had his humor. Thor's humor came from not understanding the situation, from like being this ancient fucking god who doesn't understand sarcasm and doesn't understand this. You're telling me he fucks Jane Foster once and all of a sudden he gets jokes and understands sarcasm? Fuck you, Taika Waititi.
He fucked the human out of her. I don't know. I mean, he just absorbed her human traits, which was stupid. But that is a problem. Is everybody's got the same one note and tone of humor, and it's fine to have one movie like that every few movies, but constantly being that way, it's just bashing you over the head with the same shit different day. And it says that Superman was a big challenge for James Gunn and Peter Safran as the first movie in their extensive DCU plans. Despite being a reasonable hit, taking more than a rival summer superhero blockbuster The Fantastic Four First Steps, the film certainly fell short of some expectations. So can Supergirl really be the movie to boost its fortunes? I don't think so. And to be honest, I don't see any way that a Supergirl movie could ever be what they could bank on. I think Supergirl is a cool character. I think that she's a recognizable character, but do I think that if you lined up 100 other heroes, I'd say, oh, Supergirl's definitely the one you should go with. Probably not. No.
It's especially not for $200 million budget, right?
Yeah. If it was a
It,
lower budget, maybe show, I think that they could maybe push that really well and turn a profit, or even just a smaller budget movie, perhaps, sure. But for something with that much money and manpower behind it and that being their summer flick, no.
$125 million budget, go make that movie, right?
Never
So
mind with
that way that's
yeah, like marketing and shit.
because that's a movie that when you factor in marketing and everything, maybe needs to make 400 million to break even. That should be your fucking target goal for something like this,
Yeah.
because it's just not a character. Like, look, we have witnessed in the previous iteration of the DC universe, but most people wouldn't have bet that a Wonder Woman movie would make more than, say, a Superman movie or a Batman movie, right? But it did. Wonder Woman did incredibly well. I think that was a really unique scenario. I don't think you should bet on repeating that. And in this case, I think it's going to do far less. And Superman wasn't a fucking hit. And now you've got a movie that costs almost exactly the same, according to them, which they're lying about the Superman budget in general, but whatever. And so now we're getting this fucking I don't know. I just don't think there's gonna be a
Yeah.
lot of demand for it.
No, I don't either. I think that it's a movie that's gonna very quickly just like kind of be forgotten about. I mean, who knows? Millie Alcock is a good actress, but is she even enough to carry a movie like this? I
I mean,
don't
I
necessarily
haven't
think
seen her
so.
in too much. I've liked her what I've seen her in. I don't know what her range
Yeah,
is. I don't know how great of an actor she is. I don't particularly like the character that she plays from the 30 seconds we saw her in Superman and the minute and 30-second teaser trailer.
right.
So I don't know.
And as Wastelander said, this story is based off of slop written by Tom King, which is it's such a big
Supergirl Woman
problem.
of Tomorrow, which came out
Yep.
in like 2021, 2022. So this is a fucking movie that they have decided to skip decades worth of other potential stories. And it's not like Supergirl has a legendary run of comics or anything, but they
No,
decided to
there's
skip
better
decades worth of
stories though.
stories to replace it with Tom King's gay shit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And at the same time, we're hearing, and of course, you guys already know this is gonna piss me the fuck off. James Gunn at the same time is saying that Batman's boring. This motherfucker thinks Supergirl is better than Batman. Now listen, okay? It's fine if you wanna, oh, say there's, there's male characters that are better, or than Batman. Okay, that's your opinion. It's better if there's females that are better than Supergirl. Okay, but to sit here and say in any world that like Supergirl is better, because that's the way that it looks, at least in my opinion, based on what they're really banking on right now versus what they're kind of letting fall into the shadows. It's wild to me because James Gunn is saying Batman is boring. How about you go fuck yourself? You're boring. You have one fucking tone to all your goddamn movies, brother. So, when asked by Rolling Stones what needs to be figured out to make Batman work in the DCU, Gunn responded, Batman has to have a reason for existing, right? So, Batman can't just be, oh, we're making a Batman movie because Batman's the biggest character in all of Warner Brothers, which he is. But because there's a need for him in the DCU and a need that he's not exactly the same as Matt's Batman, but yet there's not a campy Batman. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in a funny, campy Batman, really. So, we're dealing with that. I think I have a way in, by the way. I think I really know what it is. I just am dealing with the writer to make sure that we can make it a reality. I don't have any fucking faith in James Gunn. Never mind James Gunn picking someone for Batman.
Yeah, like that's always like really weird shit to hear. Especially now, I do think this interview is from like a month or two ago or something, and like it just kind of started making the rounds again today with the boring, or not today, but this week when it kind of resurfaced. But if you are planning out a DC universe, Batman needs to be one of the cornerstones.
Well,
And
yeah,
and
of
the
course,
fact
he's
that
one of
we're
the biggest
this
superheroes ever.
and the fact that we're this far in and have so many of these projects announced and stuff like that, and we have no Batman project for the DCU on the horizon at all,
Yeah, that's
is completely fucked up. And
yeah.
remember, Brave and the Bold, that was one of the first things that was supposed to happen in James Gunn's initial plan. That plan
Right.
is gone to fucking shit. Almost
Yeah.
none of that stuff is fucking happening. And it's just another indication that James Gunn is probably the wrong person to lead this DC universe.
I'll never understand why he was picked.
You
I get
know,
as a director, but to run the entire thing, I'll never understand that.
you know what? What I think James Gunn's idea is to have Batman be less boring.
What?
Have him fuck James Gunn's wife.
He'd probably like that. Yeah.
He's
He's a
totally
little bit
into
of
it.
a cuck.
Everybody fucks his
Yeah.
wife. So
Yeah, but you'd think that having a character like Batman at your disposal, you want to do something really special with that character, and it doesn't seem to be a priority for him, which just doesn't sit well with me. I mean, ultimately, you never know what's going to happen, right? He might have all these big plans and they may never come to fruition. Maybe in a month we'll hear something about Batman. Who the fuck knows? Either way, though, it just screams that he doesn't get it and he doesn't know what people want. And yes, I understand that there is an issue with having, multiple Batman based products going at once. It can confuse normies, but I think if they're different enough in tone and they're not the same exact thing, I think most people are smart enough at this point to just be like, hey, it's Batman and I like that and I'm going to go see it.
it's funny because my argument is completely different. I actually think that people are so stupid it doesn't matter. Like
Yeah, I mean, maybe,
I
right?
think
People
that
are stupid,
I,
but
I think that
I think that
no,
I think
what I'm
people are
saying is
smart.
most the average person I think is going to get confused about which characters are Marvel and which are fucking DC. I really do think that. I think you probably have some people that think Batman and Spider-Man are in the same fucking universe. Like a lot of normies out there. So the idea that we're so concerned about potentially releasing these two Batman movies in like 2 separate years, I think most people are so fucking dumb they don't even know. I like
You might be
genuinely that
correct.
is my
Yeah.
argument.
Yeah, I mean, people are pretty fucking stupid. But
I remember going to like trivia nights a couple years ago and stuff, and there was one like MCU trivia night, and the amount of people that would answer with like answers from The Dark Knight and stuff like other popular like DC movies and shit was shocking to me, and I was embarrassed at the state of fucking society. We won, by the way. Oh, I won. The rest of my team didn't. I didn't even need their fucking help, but I did win.
yeah,
That was
but
the bonus.
also, I
I
think
also
that
won
if.
Office trivia night, by the way.
Oh,
The Office.
nice. That's cool. Nice.
That's what
I
she
don't do a
said.
lot of trivia. I'm just not special like that. I guess you need to know other people in order to do trivia. But I get that, but I think for me, I'm thinking on a smaller scale. So yeah, if you were to ask somebody, I don't know, what universe is Batman in versus fucking Spider-Man versus Doctor Strange, sure, maybe a normie can't do that. But I think that if you have movies and TV shows and they're two actors that are clearly different ones. Like nobody's going to confuse Robert Pattinson for some, I don't know, random nobody. And I think that to me is kind of where my mentality shifts. Like people aren't going to see some rando playing Batman and think, "Oh, is this the Robert Pattinson Batman?" They're going to know that they're different, but you are correct. People are stupid. There are a lot of people that don't know nerd culture and in sort of superheroes and the different universes and series that are going on. So either way, the more Batman, the better. At least in my opinion.
To a certain extent, yeah, I think so.
But yeah, I
To a
mean,
certain extent, but like if you're making a DC universe, you kind of need to figure out Batman,
yeah.
and I don't think
The
we are
biggest
close at all to
superheroes,
it.
the biggest superheroes are number one Spider-Man and number two Batman. So you think that that would be his top priority is Batman, but it's not. He wanted to go for the characters that could be more misunderstood. Oh, everybody knows Bruce Wayne's rich, so I hate that fucking guy. Go fuck yourself, James Gunn. I hate that bitch. Glitch Hunter, thank you for the 5. Why is his head so small compared to his body? Who? That was before.
Me?
I don't know.
I think my head looks big. Uh,
We'll just autofill Ryan
why is
in
his
regards to
head
his.
James Gunn?
I don't know.
Who else did we show?
we,
It can't be me. Look how big my head
we need
is.
context.
My head looks fucking huge.
Speaking of which, SCDB, there's so much forehead on my TV right now. Thank you. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
People are saying Hassan.
Hassan was on the screen. Was he? I didn't even see. Taker, thank you for the 5. Did you guys see that Amazon commercial with the blow up Black Santa? Reminds me of Santa's husband. Do you know Santa's husband, Vera? I do not know the commercial with the blow up Black Santa.
I don't know about the Amazon commercial with the blow up Black Santa. I will say I get triggered by Black Santas. Black Santas piss me the fuck off. I hate it whenever I fucking see them.
Not very inclusive of you, Orion. But also, yes, I agree.
I don't need white Michael Jordan, right? Like, what do you fucking like? Michael Jordan's fucking awesome. I love Michael Jordan. He's the greatest basketball player of all time. He's my favorite basketball player of all time. I don't need white Michael Jordan to feel represented. You don't need Black Santa. Black Santa's a fucking lie. Fuck you.
Thank you, Ryan, for the heated rant.
Isn't Santa Claus like originating in like European history and shit like that? Am I wrong? Isn't that where all this shit fucking came from?
Wrong, but I knew it was gonna trigger you.
White people. Now, Santa's husband is from Daniel Kibblesmith. It's a book written by Daniel Kibblesmith, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so.
Wait, am I right about that? I think so. It's about Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus.
Yeah. It is. I thought because you were questioning it that I started fucking questioning it. But yeah, he's Santa's Germany, but it's the way it goes. I agree. Wastelander, thank you for the 2. You mean a lot of Sweet Baby Ink? Same thing. Yeah, Sweet Baby Ink fucking sucks. Jose for the 199 just found out Vince Zampella died. Titanfall was one of my faves. Yeah, it is unfortunate. We talked about it a little earlier. It's always tough. It's especially tough for his family because it's around the holidays. He was a very, very good game developer, and he was very passionate. And it sucks that this has happened, but
yeah, and I mean, in theory, it shouldn't matter more or less if we liked some of the games or not. Like, you know what I mean? But it does, I think that a lot of people respected the work that Respawn has done.
Yeah,
not on everything necessarily, but on a lot. So, it's sad.
I 100% agree. Carlos, thank you for the 5. Ryan is a great human being. He served for this beautiful country. That's enough for me. Respect. Merry Christmas, ya filthy animals. Thank you,
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. Thank you, Carlos Lima. I appreciate that. I don't know if I'm a great human being, but
that's definitely, in my opinion, disagreeable. But
yeah, you must.
I also wouldn't say I'm a great human being. So,
hey, what's the poll at, by the way?
Poll is at 60%. It's 60-40. So you did win. You did win. Maybe I overestimated my predominantly male audience a little bit.
This is your channel, by the way, okay?
It is my channel. It is my channel. That's true.
These people are not aligned with me. They probably hate it when I'm on
some of them
here.
are aligned with you.
Well, obviously 60%. I was able to win them over.
Well, yeah.
I went into enemy territory and still came out victorious. Went on the road.
True. Well, if we get any more shots tonight or next week, I'll drink straight from the bottle. It's only fair. I said I would. I will. But thank you, Carlos. The Wastelander. What the fuck, Ryan?
I genuinely don't remember what I did.
It was about 10 minutes ago.
What were we talking about?
I don't know.
James Gunn?
Probably.
Who fucking knows?
Yeah. Michael, thank you for the 2. I did not even make it through Spider-Man 2. So boring. I love Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man's fucking sick. I can get through anything Spider-Man.
Are you asking about? Is he talking about the game?
Either I would assume probably the game, unless he means fucking Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. I would assume he means the game.
Well,
And
well, Spider-Man 2, when you first hear that, you might not because you probably weren't even born when it came out, but you're thinking Spider-Man
well,
2 with Tobey Maguire. When you hear
okay.
Spider-Man 2, that's the
I
first
think
thing.
okay,
But
I have enough faith in the audience to not just go Spider-Man 2 if they're talking about the fucking GOAT Spider-Man movies.
why? That is what you would say because that's what everyone should assume that you mean. But
I
because he's
I
saying that I couldn't even
guess.
make it through it, it's so boring. I have to then assume
My
that you
mind went
can't
my
mean
mind
that.
went to the game, but then I was like maybe he means cuz okay, if somebody says they can't make it through Spider-Man 2, I'm not thinking of the good ones. Everybody can make it through the good fucking Spider-Man movies. If you can't, man,
Said the
that's
movies.
that's a problem. But I guess we'll see. The movie, very descriptive. Thank you, Michael, for the
That's
two.
uh that's crazy to me.
Yeah,
I love Spider-Man 2. I love Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 2. Obviously, not
I
everybody's
do
gonna love
too.
everything, but that's to me, that's one of the best superhero films that's ever been made.
Yeah,
I
I
don't think it's
100%.
boring.
I
I'm not a
100%
big fan
agree.
of the second Tom Holland movie, nor am I a
Yeah,
fan of
no.
the first Tom Holland movie. I I do think that Spider-Man No Way Home was solid as like a movie. Obviously
It
all the
was a
fucking
good
cameos and the
popcorn
nostalgia
movie,
and all that I
right?
think was like leveled it up. But I will say this, I liked at by the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, I was actually excited to see the next Tom Holland Spider-Man movie, which I've never been. But I really liked that they finally took shit away from him. My entire problem with Tom Holland Spider-Man is that you never really see him you never really see him have to fucking lose a lot. It
Yeah,
always
no.
feels like he's focused on going to fucking prom,
Well,
and
it's
you don't
because he
see
was the
Uncle Ben
younger
die. Right? You,
character,
you
and
don't
so
see
it's
Uncle
like they
Ben die. He gets
wanted
given all this
right.
shit. He gets gifted a lot of stuff. He's always got Tony Stark's tech bailing him out, and it's like it doesn't feel like what we
He had
think of
too
as a
much
Spider-Man
tech.
story.
He
Yeah.
really did.
So the idea that everything gets reset, nobody knows who he is. He doesn't have any help. We're about to see
That's
like more street level
shattering.
Spider-Man. Like all that shit. Him losing obviously Aunt May, but finally seeing him go through that, I think made me more excited to watch Tom Holland's Spider-Man than I had ever been before.
Yeah.
Which I was not expecting coming out of that. So
Yeah, no. I mean, I completely agree. But now it's been how many years? When is the next one coming out? Who the fuck
July.
really knows, right? Well, that's their plan, but will that actually happen?
For Marvel, yeah, that one's on track, and you know why? Because it's Sony, not Disney, that makes
Yeah,
the
okay,
Spider-Man
yeah, that's
movies.
true.
So
That's true.
it's
Yeah.
coming out either in June or July. I forget which, but it is coming out in the summer. They have the teaser that's ready to release. I think alongside Anaconda in a couple weeks. I've actually
Mhm.
the trailer did leak online. I may or may not have really good access to the trailer, so it's coming out. It's not getting delayed.
Hopefully not. Pepper, thank you for the 5. Black Santa stole my TV. Thank you for that. Michael, thank you for the 2. Best Batman by far was the 60s TV series. I love almost all Batman, so I'm biased. I'm biased as hell. Batman's the fucking best. There's no competition, at least in my opinion. Ronnie, thank you for the 2. Gunn knows exactly the right dumb shit to say. He's very good at fucking up. Yeah. As was right when he called her the next Hawk to a girl. You mean Millie Alcock? Yeah. I don't know. I think that she's been good in what I've seen her in, but I don't know if she's like a fast fashion type of actress. Like, oh, she's here 1 minute, gone the next.
Yeah. She's like, hey, Uncle Damon, why don't I hawk to a spit on that thing? No?
It's fucking stupid. I mean,
Why?
it's a
Why is that
good
stupid?
joke. It's a good joke, but it's still fucking stupid. Cabal, thank you
Hey,
for the
Kristen
5.
Cole.
Yeah. She ditched him after the fucking oranges.
I
I
felt
don't
so bad for Kristen Cole.
fuck that guy. I don't fucking feel bad for him. Stupid idiot. Why the fuck would the heir to the Iron Throne go with his bitch ass?
No. I felt really bad for Kristen Cole. Now, obviously, he turned into a very hateable character, which is, I think, great.
He's always been hateable. I didn't like him though.
No. He basically got fucking raped almost by Millie Alcock. Just when you think of the perspective, when you think of like the situation and all that shit, um, uh, that was a huge thing, and the symbolism of him taking off his white cloak and like looking at it as he sets it down before he fucks this bitch is I just think it was so well done. And then for that to happen and him to destroy his entire honor for her in that moment and realize that he's destroyed his honor. You can't really continue to do this because it's, of all the implications. And then for him to put himself out there and her just to fucking laugh it off the way that she did, even though she had no desire to fucking rule, even though she had no desire, he thought he was giving her what she fucking wanted. And for her to just laugh it off the way that she did is just so soul crushing. And yeah, I really felt for Kristen Cole, and then we fucking killed that queer in the middle of the fucking wedding. I loved that shit. Yeah.
That was a pretty good scene. I do
Mhm.
agree.
And then he starts off the
Um,
next season by eating out the queen. What a fucking badass, to be honest with you. I love Kristen Cole now. Talk
I
myself into it.
don't. I don't. But also, that's all
Fucking
right.
Beesbury, boom. Fuck you, Lord Beesbury, boom. I love how they did that.
You know what? Okay, he's a little based, but I still don't think I like him very much. I don't think people want to watch a teenager with a crappy attitude rolling her eyes at everything for 2 hours. Yeah, I personally don't. I think it's tough, right? Because Supergirl's probably just gonna be another fucking summer James Gunn movie. Ooh, you're not supposed to think too hard about it. I'm personally sick of these superhero movies being that way. I'm ready for them to turn things around, make them a little bit more serious, which actually we'll get to that in a second. But Ryan, have you seen the new Grace Randolph clip about RDJ and Chris Evans returning in Doomsday?
No.
It popped up on my screen or on my account a little while ago. I thought you'd want to watch it real quick.
They not only brought Robert Downey Jr. and the Russo brothers back, but now they're bringing back Chris Evans. Which, because, I care, because I'm a woman. I care about it.
I'm a woman.
Okay.
I don't understand why they don't get the importance of the female characters. They not only brought Robert.
They don't get the female characters, guys. What the fuck? Is this really what you're gonna bitch about?
We tried this. We tried this for fucking years and it hasn't worked. Like,
No.
what are we talking about? What are we thinking? This is retarded. Grace Randolph.
Yup.
Sometimes said some of the dumbest shit imaginable.
Sometimes. I don't know if it's just sometimes. I think it's like maybe 90%.
Her baseline
of the
takes are
things.
like just kind of dumb, but some
lot
of
of
them
them
are
are
the
very, like, milk
dumbest shit
toast.
imaginable.
Yeah. But I think that a lot of people are going to be, well, a lot of people like her, I should say, are very upset. I'm sure you've already seen them. There were trailers that had leaked online for Doomsday, some like character spotlights, but we do know one of the big focuses of it now. Potential spoiler alert, I suppose. I mean, again, when they like officially release these, you guys will know. But we know that Thor and Steve Rogers are fighting to return to their children it seems that fatherhood is going to be a big focus for this movie, which I think is incredibly fucking smart. For years, they've tried to pander to this modern audience. They've tried to, make these movies specifically for women. I thought that was always stupid as a woman myself, obviously. I think that it's great to be able to appreciate these male characters for them being men, and I don't need female characters to always replace male characters in order to, like, be connected to these storylines, but it seems that they are fully focused now, seemingly on like fatherhood. You've also got Fantastic Four and Reed Richards being a father, and I think this is going to cause a lot of freakouts because they're going away from sort of the younger characters and trying to almost make way to returning to these established men.
Yeah, and fuck it, it's gonna be white boy summer, basically, right? You're going back to the well with Thor, Steve Rogers, and Robert Downey Jr. just as Doom this time, right? Those seem to be the focuses. That's who. So
Pepper. Why is Doomsday only showing white guys as fathers?
Hey, they want some realism. Anthony Mackie didn't fit the bill. But one of the funnier things is seeing people freak the fuck out about this. And on one hand, it's a kind of understandable because the current remaining Marvel fans are fans of the MCU. They're fans of the DEI MCU. They're fans of Black Captain America. They're fans of Ironheart. And there's not many of them, but those are the ones that still exist because they've alienated so many other people. And so now they're going back on all that and they're going back to the fucking well for what worked for them before. And now you have the current fans that are melting down because they think that Steve Rogers is going to overshadow the real Captain America, which they fucking are. But yeah, and I was just going to bring that up. You know, Iron Man sacrifices everything and does everything to save his daughter, right? And I actually was a little critical of that choice in Endgame. I think that I totally understand a father's perspective in wanting to protect your child. And I think anybody gets that. However, the idea of doing what Tony did and bringing everybody back the way that it happened, we never really fully fleshed out how fucking complicated and problematic and fucked up all that stuff was. And the way that it worked, it would have fucking like ruined the world basically. And to fuck up the world to save your child, who was probably, if you would just set things back, if you'd gone 5 years in the future, or in the past, Pepper was already pregnant, I think. So I that is a complicated choice for a hero to fucking make. I also don't think that Steve Rogers would have made the choice to go with Tits McGee. In the aftermath, not because I don't understand and I wouldn't want that ending for Steve, but Steve Rogers is better than all of us. Steve Rogers could not possibly go back to be with Peggy and sit there and watch terrorist attacks and wars and fucking people dying and just sit there on the sidelines and be happy burying his face in her tits, right? That's not, might be for you or me or whoever, for a normal person, but Steve Rogers is different. That's why he's Captain America. And I get the symbolism, and that Tony, the guy who always seems so self-centered, is sacrificial, and Steve takes that happy ending. I get it, but I think, and it might feel good in the moment when you're walking out of Endgame after you watch 10 years of the build up to the story, but when you start to sit down and think about it, I don't think that it works, and I don't think it makes sense. But the idea that they are bringing, I hadn't even thought about this until you pulled it up, the fact that both Steve and Thor are like talking about their children or focused on their children during these teaser trailers. Yeah. And you have the Fantastic Family or the Fantastic Four with
we know Reed Richards is a big part of the MCU going forward, and obviously, I think that this truly shows sort of their desperation, that this is the angle they're going with, because going back several years, like, you you wouldn't think that would be kind of what they were setting up, or this would be their plan, especially with all the females that they were trying to bring in, and really how they were trying to replace all the male characters. But it's like they've looked at their slate of movies and how they're so hit or so miss. They have had some successes in there. It's not like all of them have been complete and utter failures, but a lot of them have been. And they're saying to themselves, how can we make another easy $1 billion hit? And sure, this cast is going to be a lot of money, but I also think it's going to be a lot of money, especially with the fact that they're marketing it with these men in a parental role. I think that that's a very bold but a very smart choice. I really like that. Now, will this movie come out and be good? Who the fuck knows? But it sounds more promising than half the.
Yeah.
Well, right. But I guess it sounds in theory more promising than half the other shit that they've delivered to us over the past couple of years. It at least gives you a slight, like, modicum of, oh, maybe this will actually be decent. Who the fuck knows? But it's like you were saying, people are freaking out over some of these decisions, like with Sam. I pulled this up because I thought it was hilarious. Sam Wilson, the Falcon, has as much screen time in Doomsday as he had in Avengers. Now, I'm not actually here to debate whether or not that's true and what sources you believe. Look at what somebody tried to fucking community note it as. Sam Wilson is Captain America. But he was also the Falcon, you idiot!
So cringe. But yeah, MCU sources and notoriously bullshit fucking.
I know, but I thought that this was hilarious. This is what they're gonna argue. They're not gonna sit here in the community notes and say, well, technically, there's no source to back this up. It's,
Can you
he's
say
Captain
no?
America.
Can you say no?
Yeah.
Click it. No, go back.
You want me to click it? No. Source, which one do you want me to click, Ryan?
Incorrect information.
Incorrect information, opinion, speculation. Here we go.
Mrs. Key Point or irrelevant.
True. No note needed. Submit. Look at that, guys. We just did that live as a community. Your account isn't in the community notes. Oh, that means Ryan's gonna be sending me tons of things like, go and rate this fucking bozo as a negative.
I can't even see any of the notes. I don't see that stuff.
Yeah, but a lot of people do share them.
Note, I see it, but I don't see these proposed.
Yeah, yeah. But at least when you see them, like when people share them and talk about them. But it's I know you've done some videos on it, but Sam Wilson, you deserve so much better than being overshadowed like this. I really hope this movie doesn't sideline him. I don't think they're going to completely sideline him, but also when you look at the lineup of characters they have, there's bound to be characters that get less screen time. That's just the way that it goes when you've got a cast of like 30 main characters.
And this is why I don't think that Avengers Doomsday can be a great movie. There's too many fucking characters, and the activists are still in the building. And unfortunately, they're gonna be making this movie and writing this movie thinking about situations like this. Well, guys, Sam Wilson's Captain America now, and we have to show that everyone respects him as Captain America. And even though we're bringing Steve Rogers back, we're gonna have to do something to show that he's not Captain America. He's just Steve Rogers. And they're gonna fucking organize some shit where like a fucking wrestler's trying to put somebody else over, and they're gonna organize something where like somebody comes back to like, oh, Cap, you're back, and he'll be like, oh, no, son, this is Captain America. I'm just Steve Rogers, and like fucking like just slob all over Sam Wilson's black cock, right? I think that's what we're gonna see, and that's
Probably.
what I mean. I just don't. There's so much of that shit that's gonna be happening. Elements like that when they're gonna try to be making sure that they don't overstep this or overstep that because they don't want to be called racist or because they don't want to put down their black characters.
Right, they're going to beat around the bush. They're not going to fully acknowledge and address things in a way that is going to make like everybody happy. I mean, they can't make everybody happy, but let's just say the majority, like the yous and the me's of this world that are actually going to be watching this movie want things to happen in a certain way. And how many of those moments are we going to get? Maybe 1 or 2 out of several hours, and that's going to be it. But yeah, I mean, there's so many people doing this. If this is true, this is a shitty thing to do to Anthony Mackie, especially after turning his first solo Captain America film into a backdoor Incredible Hulk sequel. After building up new characters, Disney is listening and caving to the bitch and whiners who make the most noise on social media and don't want to see any progress. What else is new?
Yeah. First of all, you dumb freaks, you transgender queers, your pronouns and bios, your blue hair, your fucking septum rings. You people are the loudest on social media. Like
They are.
you are, but you're also the smallest group, right? You are the ones that make the most noise compared to how many you actually are. The truth is, Disney catered to you. Marvel, Star Wars, all these fucking things, they catered to you for the past 5 years. And you know what they found out in that time? There aren't enough of you that matter. They alienated everyone else. And I do think that these people showed up and supported. A lot of people are like, they never come out and support this. I actually do think they come out and support it. But I think the reality, the truth is actually much more meaningful.
The group is just too small.
The group is too small. There aren't enough of you. You don't fucking matter. You never did. You had 5 years of people thinking that you did, and everything is failing now. So yeah, maybe they should ignore you dumb fucks. Maybe they should ignore the people that are too confused about what their own fucking gender is. They should ignore you people. Fuck you. Kiki.
I think that this one is just so hilarious, and it's like companies like Disney, they do see posts like, I think it's this one, and they see 2.5 million views, they see 66,000 likes, and they think that that is going to equal money, but it doesn't. They think, oh my gosh, you know what? Suddenly there's this big group of people who have this opinion. That's who we're going to listen to. But these people, yeah, I mean, maybe they just are, of course, in part virtue signalers, maybe in part bots, maybe in part just people who want to pretend to fucking be outraged over everything. Either way, though, they're clearly not paying customers, or these companies would be doing significantly well, and we wouldn't see series after series, IP after IP failing in such a dramatic way. But they're bringing back the real Captain America. Fans are actually celebrating the people who actually matter, people who actually give a fuck. And again, you know, like we said, yes, seeing these more like father focused teasers and information, that sounds positive, but what they will do with that concept, who the hell actually knows, because they love to fuck around and bait and switch.
It's the right decision by Marvel to try to do this fucking reversal and try to go back and try to recapture this. However, there's been no build-up for this villain. This film is going to be bloated with so many characters that people give absolutely no fucks about. The cast is going to be so fucking big that how do you weave a story that's meaningful in there? It's going to be tough.
It is going to be tough.
I think the movie is going to be bad. Will it make a lot of money? Maybe. Endgame sucked. It made a lot of money.
I don't think Endgame was trash, though. I don't think it necessarily sucked as much as some of these other films, but at the same time, you're not wrong. It definitely wasn't the best. All right. Mexa Rage, thank you for the 5. Love hearing it's doing a comic run. Yeah, the one that sucks and I hate. That doesn't mean I have to accept it. Also, James can't do Batman. He sucks. I do. I agree. I think that he does suck. I think one James Gunn movie every couple of years is fine, but to be hit over the head with them and every single project to be the same tone, it's just not for me. And hey, I guess maybe they don't need my money. Congrats to them, I suppose, for having this big new audience who surely is going to show up and make them their money back. Wastelander, thank you for the 2. Focus on the big 3, not these side characters. I get the mentality of not constantly wanting to shuffle between the same big characters all the time, but you still need some of them. You still need them, even if it's in a smaller capacity, even if you have some of these other side characters, but is it really smart to start off with things like Superman and then go to Supergirl? Like, I just feel like they're too similar already, but maybe it'll turn out to be good. Who the fuck knows? Probably not, though. Always bet on not. Mexa Rage, thank you for the 2. Gunn is a dumbass. Of course you do Batman. Why else? I mean, yeah, Batman's the second biggest superhero, so you'd think it'd be an easy W. But he has to make everything more complicated than it should be. Axe Bear, who cares? Thank you for the 5. Just turned 26, and I feel like I haven't really achieved my dreams, and I feel like I'm a loser. Fuck my life. but I'm working on it. I mean, 26 isn't that old. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm 37 and I don't even know what my dreams are. So you're ahead of the
Living,
curve.
I guess.
You're ahead of the curve.
Yeah, it's true.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you'll be okay. Joshua, thank you for the $4.99. What do people got against the source material? Why can't they just remain consistently faithful to what made these IPs great without unnecessary liberties? Because they're being convinced by a group of nobodies on social media that things need to be different, and they're going to lose money by going with their tried and true stories and tried and true characters. That's what happens when so many dumb fucks are not gatekept. And I used to be somebody who didn't believe in gatekeeping, but you know what? Hey, my mind has been successfully changed. In theory, movies, TV shows, video games, all these different series, they should be for everybody. But you know what? I think we were a little bit too nice for a little bit too long. Tommy, thank you for the 5. Be careful this winter. Be wary of black ice. It's statistically more dangerous than white ice. Thank you.
True.
Thank you for the 5.
13% of the ice causes 50% of the accidents. Everybody remember that.
Interesting statistic. Gonzo, thank you for the £2. Steve Rogers will always be Captain America. Abso-fucking-lutely. Joshua, just say you hate gays, Ryan. It's okay. I feel you, bro.
Well, I obviously don't agree with their lifestyle. I don't hate all gay people. I do hate the activist gays.
Yeah. You two are like an old married couple. You know that. Do we know that?
I don't know about that, but thanks, Joshua.
I don't know. Thank you for the 2. And Alec, thank you for the PYG 25,000. It's Paraguay, right? I don't remember what they're
Maybe.
called, but I believe it's Paraguay. Steve's coming back to take the title of Captain America. The new guy refuses to give back the title of Falcon. Salmon's up, like, who the fuck am I now? I agree with what you said, Ryan, where I think Steve's just going to be like, I'm just Steve now. You know, I'm not Cap. I have to move out of the way for Sam. And we've talked about it before. I liked Sam. I thought he was a great Falcon. I liked Falcon. He was cool.
He's a great sidekick.
He had a purpose and a direction, and I liked that. But then you go into this, oh, I'm Captain America now. That shit is dumb as hell. But you know, you can't expect much better from them. They will always desecrate the characters and the stories you most care about, and they don't give a fuck. But Ryan, what have you been up to? What are your plans for this week?
It's Christmas, so
Yes.
you know, I stream on Wednesday. I'll be streaming on Christmas Eve, my normal like 7 p.m. stream on Wednesday, so I will be doing that, and then I'll probably sneak in a stream at some point on Thursday during Christmas. I don't know when, at some point during the day, probably just a short one, just shoot the shit, say Merry Christmas to everybody. I'll be on Geeks and Gamers Daily tomorrow. I'm off on Wednesday and Thursday. I get Christmas off. My fucking boss gave me the day off for Christmas, which is nice.
Nice.
Yeah, sports wars. I talk about sports. Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
It's Christmas week, so everything's a little weird.
It is. And for anybody who is here from Ryan's channel, I will be streaming tomorrow evening. Usually Tuesdays is video games, but we are doing the Vera and Virtue show this week on Tuesday. No stream on Wednesday because I celebrate with my family Christmas Eve, but I will be live on Christmas Day. I will be live at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be starting our new playthrough of the Arkhamverse, which I'm super fucking excited for because, well, Batman's my favorite. Those games are phenomenal. And then we'll be doing that for probably like 2 to 2.5 weeks it takes to get through all the Arkhamverse games because we are also going to be playing Shadows. But yeah, tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern here on the channel for Vera and Virtue. Thursday, we'll be doing our Christmas celebration. Next week, we will be live on Ryan's channel on Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern for our like New Year's celebration and hangout. I can't believe it's already the end of the fucking year. That is insane. But
It'll be like
it's
Christmas,
life.
New Year's. It would be on like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
29th or 20.
That's close enough.
Yeah, so it'd be a little bit in between. So yeah.
Yeah, but we'll be doing our celebration over on his channel next week on Monday. Go and subscribe if you're not already. But yeah, guys, of course, I appreciate all of your donations, all of your support, being here, hanging out. Merry Christmas to everybody. And
To
I
all
don't
a
have
good
anything
night.
else to show. Yes. Thanks for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for stopping by. And to all, have a good night.